Open Bar, everyone. We have Big Ray, a.k.a. Meat Sweats, joining me tonight. We're going to get a little wild, a little rowdy, let our hair down. Ray, let me see your hair. Your hair is already pretty long, so it's not hard for him to let it down. My hair is shitty and thinning, so it is tough for me to let my hair down. Look at this. This fucking guy lets his hair down. Look at that. That's, oh my God. It's like a 90s emo kind of thing you got going on there.
Where are you? And I'm so
Where are
sorry.
you? He is so sorry. Open Bar. Welcome to the Professional Fanatics live stream.
Welcome to the Professional Fanatics live stream. That's one way to kick it off.
That is one way to kick it off. And Ray, how you doing tonight? Your hair, I'm looking at it's a little delayed here on the clips, and I have my iPad up, and your hair is just luscious as fuck. Are your pubes as luscious as your hair? Do you trim? Is it just a jungle down there? What do you got going on?
Oh, it's not as wild as up top, but I definitely need to make sure it's tamed.
See, I'm married, so mine is a jungle.
It's not like a gorilla asshole down there, I'll tell you that much. Surprisingly, I got way more hair up here than I do my whole body by a mile, which I would say, in a way, lucky. I wish I had more of your luscious beard, but
you can't grow a beard. It's fine. You know, you're very white. I have must have a little Italian. Anyways, those of you new to the show,
don't grow those beards.
Open Bar. Anything goes. Bring up a topic. We will go to it. We're going to have a little thing we're going to do, talk about a bunch of shit, talk about the Super Bowl. I have some other stuff I want to talk about here. I put in the title, I believe it was Conspiracies, Near-Death Experiences, Super Bowl, and one other thing. It was Super Bowl prop bets, which we're going to get into later. But if you want to talk about anything, we're here. Have a beer with us, hang out, chillax a little bit, and get ready to have your mind blown by some random, some good conversation. Let your hair down. Let your pubes out, whatever the fuck you want to do. Anyway, Ray, how the fuck are you, man? And it's been a little bit since you've been on the show. You were out tonight with some buddies, a little co-ed party. Did anyone hook up?
I'm hoping that my friends who had wives would go home and finish, consummate the marriage for multiple, X amount of times and, finish the job. But, unfortunately, my friends don't have always the greatest luck on that. And day to day, I should say.
No, married guys don't have a lot of sex. It's commonly known, unless you find the right girl, which I found the right girl. Bobby Wilder says, what time is it there? It is 11 p.m. Central. This is a Central time zone. We're Chicago folks. All my co-hosts are generally in the Chicago area or originally were from Chicago. Now, we don't talk too much Chicago sports. We keep it pretty, just in general. We're an open.
If we were Boston sports when we were growing up, like I'm saying, all four sports were just like killing it, we would, but Chicago.
We would also be racist then, because my take on Boston people. Like, again, I love the city of Boston.
Philly,
most racist sports town. Well, no, Philly is the most evil sports town. Boston's the most racist sports town around.
So evil and racist
this town. Together, so they're all just racist. Yes, that is
probably. Yeah.
Hopefully, there's not a lot of people from Boston watching, but Boston's a bunch of just rich white, either frat boys or old school guys that are bald, that like hire you for jobs, that just hate black people and Mexicans and all the things that aren't themselves.
It's funny as how you bring this up, because I brought this up on Downtown Sports with Mouth and Beast. That was we were talking baseball and the acquisitions in the free agent market. And I told them I would pay money to watch a Yankees, Phillies, or Boston Red Sox Phillies World Series, just to watch the fan interactions.
Oh, shit.
That's more importantly what I'm getting at. Because, we know Philly, no matter what, are the dirt bags of the whole country. I love Philly. I'm just, you guys are. You fucking snowballed fucking Santa. You peeps.
Remember the Sunny episode where they go to the Super Bowl and they're trying to represent Philly in a good way? And then, towards the end, they're like, what are we doing? We're Philly fans. We should just be ourselves, because fucking Philly fans are just goddamn crazy motherfuckers that just have no respect for anyone. They fight each other. They fight their sisters. They'll punch anyone. It's just Philly fans. And you know what? Part of me respects that, because I like, they're passionate. The problem is a lot of them aren't that intelligent when it comes to sports. So they're just fans, but they're just blind fans. And where, you go to a place like Pittsburgh.
Chicago fans are a lot of like we are a lot of like that to where we just every year it could be our year or it will be our year, and then never is like 99% of the time for any sport. You know what I mean? Like
I prefer the intelligent sports fans. Vikings fans are very intelligent and very, knowledgeable. Seattle has some really good fans. Pittsburgh has some really good fans. Where you get some bad fans is like the worst fans we all know is like Los Angeles fans. They show up in like the 4th inning of the Dodgers game. They leave in the 6th inning. They watch like a third of the game.
By like
they want to beat traffic.
Baseball is crazy. Because how they have it's much more fast. It's not like when we were growing up, Rob, where we could go show up to Wrigley or Comiskey and be like, oh, like we could show up to the 2nd inning and not miss much. You show up like what the old time of the 2nd inning
40 minutes later, you're in the fucking 3rd inning.
4th inning. You're missing literally a third to a fourth of that game or half, depending. Like, so yeah, I mean, I don't mind it because it at least helps the younger generation who don't have attention spans to like the game. But people like us who we are chess players when we look at sports, that does piss me off, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I have a little thing I want to talk to you about. You're going to like this a lot. Did you hear about the honey badger, Tyrann Mathieu? You know who Tyrann Mathieu is, right? He had all those issues at LSU, failing drug tests and shit. Did you hear his quote about failing the drug test or like worried about failing a drug test that he drank bleach? Dude, he's like, I tried everything. I got to pull up the quote here. So he's like saying he tried everything in terms of passing these drug tests. So he's like, he read somewhere in a book that if you put a little bit of bleach in your Coke, like Coca-Cola, it'll help mask your urine from like failing a drug test. And he fucking did it. So he says, I'm just scrolling. I came across some shit. Said, put a little bleach in your Coca-Cola. So I did that. It felt like my whole insides were just like erupting. I ended up throwing that shit up. At that point, I was like, I'm done.
So, Rob, what I'm getting at is that it's the same difference of It's Always Sunny Frank eating the crow.
Yeah, he eats a crow, and then he realizes he shouldn't eat the crow.
So here's the thing, Rob. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but it is the truth. These type of and when I say these type, I'm not even talking just black people. It's just depending where you got your education from. Because I'm saying white people could do the same shit. Clearly, white people do plenty of fucked up shit. Like, I'm not just saying it's black people, whatever. It's like, it really does come down to where your education's from. But especially when you're an athlete, is like an athlete like him or Derrick Rose, where it is known that Derrick Rose did not take his ACT or SAT, I'm sorry.
No, to get into thank Memphis. God he didn't. Those scores would be comically bad.
Unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like it is the fact, dude. Like a lot of these athletes, that's the problem. And that Rob, this is the biggest problem right now with the NIL, is that a lot of these athletes and their families I really do believe it's the families. They just see the dollars and they're like, go. Don't take the education, but you're just a mid-level athlete and you're taking millions of dollars. You're not going to make the professionals. You know what I mean? For whatever sport you play. But they take the millions thinking that they're hot shit, don't get an education, then what? Then their 4 years is up for eligibility, no education, and like
Arian Foster really, really, really lit into the NCAA on Rogan, and just like not even the school thing. He went into that, how he just like, you know how it is. They schedule the classes, they're all A's. You don't have to go to them like because they get exemptions. And it was more about the CTE and playing through injuries and getting shot off to play in the game, like all that. It was terrible forever. And now I guess we're getting paid.
I'm sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, what you're saying?
I was saying, didn't Josh Allen just prove us that? Well, I'm saying that like another guy just playing through major injury. Like, I mean, I know he's tough as fuck, as we talked about in the page, in the Discord.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, dude, have a broken foot and like for a month plus and yeah,
right. Damn. I was saying that when it happened. Remember when I said, would it surprise you when I was talking about betting on the Bills in the playoffs? I was like,
yeah.
I'm fairly certain Josh Allen after the season is going to come out with multiple injuries and have a broken bone, whether it's his foot or his wrist.
I will give you that.
I thought it was his wrist, not his foot.
I do remember you. I'll give you that. I do verbally, like, I remember you actually saying that.
Because Josh Allen is a fucking badass, and there's a reason he hasn't missed. He's missed one game in his career, whatever it is, like his rookie year, is because Josh Allen plays through all these injuries, And kudos to Josh Allen. He's not doing himself any favors by doing this, because this was a dead team from fucking week 8, bro. Like, they didn't put the roster together, and
So
he's shortening his career because Josh Allen, it's going to catch up to him. You know what I'm saying? At 34.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say 35. It doesn't matter. Like, same difference, mid-30s. Like, it's gonna very catch up to him to where all of a sudden, where he's Superman right now, one day he'll take a random hit that he normally took and be able to get right back up, and it's like he can't because of all of a sudden 3 ribs were broken from a helmet to the side. You know what I mean? Like, and here's the thing too, that this is all right. So I have 2 questions for you. One's about the Bears, and I'll give you the Bills one first. This is want to make sure your opinion. I think I would know your answer, but would they have been better off hiring Brian Daboll? The Bills.
The Bills?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm with you on that. And then the Bears, how much do you think the Bears will have a downfall? I don't know like what you think would have done. I'm just saying some sort of a step back with Ian Cunningham being gone, or Ian Cunningham being gone, Daboll, and now the guy,
I'm not worried about the offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator, yeah, right.
So I'm not worried about
all
that.
3 of them. I'm
not worried at all, because Caleb's going to take a leap, and he's going to be so much better this year than he was last year. And he was fine last year. He was better at the end of the year. He's going to be so much better next year that it's going to counteract any shit. And the bottom line is our pass rush was a 3 out of 10, maybe a 2 out of 10. And that's going to be addressed heavily, whether that's in free agency, via trade, or draft, or all 3. We saw, like, let's just go back and look at the Bears, what they did last year, right? We went crazy in reinforcing our offensive line. Like, we didn't just do it once, twice. We revamped this fucker and went above and beyond. We got 4 times.
I mean, Ozzie Trapillo.
So it's going to be the same thing with the defensive line and the pass rush this year, because our secondary is fine. Linebackers are okay, but linebackers are overrated these days. There's not an important position like it used to be. Middle linebacker is obsolete.
No, it's the front and back that's much more important on defense.
The front 3, three studs in the line and 3 studs in the back end. So that's why I'm not worried about the Bears. In terms of the Bills, Brian Daboll was the perfect hire, because they made the hire. They promoted Joe Brady to make Josh Allen happy, because he was an in-house guy. Right. Joe Brady is not very good. There was not a lot of creativity, and Storey mentioned this in the show, that the best plays he's called this year, I can remember both of them. They were hook and ladders. I love those plays.
I know.
Right?
I know.
If that's your bread and butter, is like, gimmick plays. Like,
what you
Ben
took from
Johnson had
Ben
some really good gimmick plays, but like, that's not why Ben Johnson's a good offensive coordinator. It's not because those are just like icing on the cake. This whole thing with like Joe Brady, bro, like, he has Josh Allen. He is just, now I know the weapons weren't great, but the fact that they made the scapegoat of their head coach, right, McDermott, and they said that he was the one that drafted Keon Coleman. First of all, if I ask you right now,
fuck that owner.
I ask you right now, the GM has the most say, right? Let's take him out of the equation. Out of the head coach and coordinator, the head coach McDermott, who's a defensive guy, and Joe Brady, who's the offensive coordinator, who do you think had more say on Keon Coleman, Joe Brady or fucking Sean McDermott? It's got to be the coordinator.
We all know that Joe Brady got in McDermott's ear. You're like, dude, no, like, this guy's the guy. Like, come on, man. Like, let's do this. He did it.
So it's a bad hire, because you're keeping the worst, not the worst. I'm saying whatever. Let's say they're equal. Let's say McDermott's a fine head coach, and let's say that Joe Brady is a fine offensive coordinator. You need change there. And you made the change in the offensive, in terms of the head coach. And now you're promoting the guy that wasn't good enough to get Josh Allen or the hope. Now you have a inexperienced head coach who's not a great offensive coordinator, and now you have to hire another offensive coordinator. It just sucks.
Rob, real quick, do you think this is a hot take that they may, now again, when I say this, I will be a very big precedent. The Bears did not have a Josh Allen on the roster when I give you this, timeline, but when the Bears fired Lovie Smith, they were 10-6. They didn't sniff 10 wins for a very long time after that. And they hired a bunch of offensive guys. Trestman, then Fox, which he's a defensive guy, but Fox, they were like, oh, like, is he? Yeah, we all know he's John Fox.
John Fox is an alcoholic, right? He has to be an alcoholic. That dude just is a fucking drunk. The way he talks, like he's just red-faced and just he might as well be Mike Ditka. They hired him because they wanted him to like recreate Ditka, but he has none of the fire that Ditka had. Terrible.
No, yeah, right. Not even close. Like Ben Johnson has the closest fire to Ditka that anybody's had since Ditka. Maybe Wannstedt. Because Wannstedt was crazy. But
so what are you're asking me essentially is if this hire is going to lead them down the Bears road of not having a 10-win season for a couple years?
That's I'm sort of thinking it may because just because the way that the locker room reacted to it, they were pissed. They were upset.
Yeah, as it should be.
Like they're not happy about this at all. And it's like, let's be real. The way I know that Mark Trestman, which I'm not, when I say this, everybody knows. People watching this. If you don't remember Mark Trestman, he was a Bears offensive coordinator, or Bears head coach after Lovie Smith, and he came from the CFL, and he won the Grey Cup, which is their Super Bowl, multiple times up there. So blah, 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 like, oh, he's the guy to offensive mind, whatever. He was a fucking nerd. And my point of bringing this up is that Jay Feely, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, I know you do, Rob. He is a old kicker. He was a free agent. There's an injury to Robbie Gould at the end of the season. I think it was 2011. I think it was last year with Lovie Smith. So there was an injury with Robbie Gould. They brought in Jay Feely for 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks only. This guy, because he's I think he's a sideline reporter for like Fox or CM, like lower level and not like A or B team, but he still is a whatever. But he said, when he listened to Mark Trestman, it was just sounded like it was awkward. Like nobody believed in anything this guy said, which makes sense because you look at the guy, he's a fucking nerd, like you said, Rob. Like, why would
he's
a virgin?
Anybody? He's a virgin, not just a nerd. He's a virgin.
Especially like Brian.
Remember the show Virgin River? There's like a round, not around. It's a chick show on Netflix called Virgin River. That was originally cast to be Mark Trestman, but he was too old. And anyways, to answer your question, they're not going to have this same thing of the Bears because Josh Allen, again, Dakota's in here. Shout out Dakota. You hate Josh Allen. I'm pretty sure you hate Josh Allen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Josh Allen is way too good to have a losing season. I don't care what you put around him. Put him on the Raiders. He's going to win 9 games with the Raiders. It's Josh Allen.
No, that's
He's only showed us that his will. His teammates love him. Like he'll do what it takes. And what he had offensively this year was take away James Cook. And I don't think I'm on the train that Cook's not very good. I'm not saying he's not very good. I don't think he's an elite player. I feel like you saw Ray Davis fill in a couple games. Ray Davis has started 3 games in the last 2 years without James Cook. He's had 100 scrimmage yards in every game. So like I just think you put any running back in that system with a decent O-line and Josh Allen who just opens up the run game. That's not a total bum, and you're going to get really good production. James Cook hits some nice home runs. His cut.
So does that make Joe Brady a bum as well then, though? I'm saying, like, because obviously McDermott didn't have any say in that scheme. I mean, I'm just asking Joe Brady.
I think Joe Brady's an average offensive coordinator. I think he's an average offensive coordinator, and I just don't know what he is as a head coach. And at least I know that Ben Johnson was going to be a good head coach because he got to follow and pay attention to Dan Campbell. That's huge. That doesn't guarantee. I still had some trepidation and questions about Ben Johnson as head coach
and some play calling, like literally when it was like 3rd and 8, and he did or 2nd and 8, and he did like in the Rams game, he did a a halfback handoff from the shotgun, and it was like a negative. Like I'm saying, like
you're talking more in-game stuff. When I'm mentioning head coach, I'm more talking culture, leadership, those kind of things. And that was my question with Ben Johnson because some guys have it. Some guys
I thought
don't.
You just said there was some things I have
a
question about. That's why I figured it was his in-game thing, not his cultural thing.
No, it was the ability to be a head coach. Like
no, I'm saying right now you still have that trepidation.
No, not anymore. I'm saying coming into the hire. We
all should have. We all should have. Because you're right.
But we had Dan Campbell he had Dan Campbell for 2 years to watch how he operated. And Dan Campbell's the ultimate, whether you want to hate him going for 4th downs all the time, that's fine. I get it. It was wacky. But as a leader of men in terms of like getting guys to buy in, Dan Campbell is one of one, right? He is Mike Tomlin level. He is like that all-time level. And unfortunately, Sean McDermott doesn't have that. And Joe Brady was in a booth, right? Like Ben Johnson was not in the booth, right? Ben Johnson was on the sideline. Yeah. So like when you're in a booth, you're not really part of that, like, in-game culture.
No, because it means your quarterback's coach or your passing game coordinator is on the sideline and you're talking to them and they're talking directly to your quarterback instead of you coaching them Rob, like, face to face, being like, hey, I'm Ben Johnson, Caleb, like, listen, dude, that throw to DJ Moore at the end of the Rams game, you didn't have to do that. You could have just checked down to a 10-yard pass and kept us in the game. I mean, like learning curves. But
God,
I'm with you. Like,
man.
I know.
I still don't get it.
I mean, DJ Moore wasn't a saint in that either, but definitely what you and I talked about this. I've heard you
it
talk
was
about
an
Storey.
unnecessary throw,
Correct.
and Caleb Williams could have bottled. I mean, he didn't even buy any more time in that. He could have made a million. He could have dumped it down. He could have scrambled around for a little bit. He could have scrambled for some yards. There's a million things he could do that wasn't that. That was putting the ball in harm's way unnecessarily. And I feel like he loved the play call so much that Ben Johnson gave him. It would have been a good play call if the Rams didn't fucking sniff it out. And it was sniffed out from the get-go. And, like, that's – you know what that is? It's a rookie mistake. And Caleb Williams, for all intents and purposes, is a rookie because he was not experienced in college and those kind of things. So he was already behind the ball coming into the NFL compared to someone like Bo Nix. Bo Nix is much more pro-ready and seasoned. So whatever. That's what we got. We got to be happy with Caleb Williams. Any Bears fan that's pissed about the result.
Rob, this is what I'm saying. But you and I, we're talking football, and we just understand the process. There are people. I mean, we live in a very. Everybody knows this. When I say this, it's just in general. We live in a. What have you done for me lately? We need to live in a very immediate, results. This situation and lifestyle. But with quarterbacks, especially coming from the NCAA, they are just not taught how to play football. So, like, unless you get a quarterback who's talented, like Caleb, and have a person like Ben Johnson who understands football, to get their hands on them and can mold them like he's doing currently as we're speaking, it's a lost cause. I mean, to be honest, Rob, like, it's sad because, to be honest, there's probably hundreds of quarterbacks from the 70s to now that have been worthy quarterbacks to play in the NFL that is absolute dog shit coaching, especially when they got to the NFL. They just failed, crazily. I'm saying
and
Ryan
now the leash is way less than it used to be. And I have a point here about Drake May, and like what's funny, we're talking about Caleb, how we're happy as Bears fans it didn't work out. Not that we're happy, but it's just we understood they were never going to win the Super Bowl this year. And then you look at the Patriots right now. Well, yes, they had a better regular season. They were a top seed the whole time, and ended up getting the 2 seed, same record as Denver. But look at the path they had in the playoffs, and regardless, their schedule in the regular season also all time easy. But the schedule in the playoffs, yes, 3 very tough defenses, but they got to play a backup without Bo Nix there in Denver. You got to play C.J. Stroud, who had lost all confidence. That's like a dude that was a stick man in his 20s, and then lost his dick power and couldn't get boners, and then he's trying to fuck your wife. Like, you don't got to worry about C.J. Stroud fucking your wife because he can't get a boner anymore. So essentially, C.J. Stroud was a backup quarterback, and then Justin Herbert playing with a broken left hand and all backups in the offensive line. So, like, if you put the AFC, this is the sad thing about Josh Allen is in Lamar Jackson as well, like the Patrick Mahomes thing, right? Patrick Mahomes, and then the 1 year that Mahomes didn't make it, Joe Burrow had that all-time epic season. Like, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson all essentially got MJ'd, right? Where MJ stopped all these teams in the East from going to they couldn't even make the fucking finals.
Nope.
And the 1 year that Patrick Mahomes tears an ACL and the Chiefs just had the year from hell, Josh Allen happens to be playing with a broken foot, had a bad roster. Lamar Jackson missed, 5 games and then was hurt down the stretch, and the team just crumbled. And Joe Burrow fucking tears up his toe. It's just like Drake May shouldn't be here. Like, on many levels, this team isn't good enough. He would never have made it in any of these other years. And like, they're in the fucking Super Bowl. And it's just a shame for Lamar and Burrow and Josh Allen that have been waiting their turn, waiting to beat the Chiefs. There was no Chiefs to even beat, but it didn't matter. And that's how football goes. That's why it's wild that, like, it's one of those things where, Dan Marino's rookie year made the Super Bowl. And it was like, okay, whatever, you lost, but you're going to be back, son. He's thinking, I'm going to be back 3, 4, 5 more times. Never got back. So, like, Drake May, it's like, it seems apparent like he's the guy, right? He's going to have many more years. This is Sam Darnold. Dude, would it surprise you if Drake May never gets back to a Super Bowl in the AFC? Because look at who he had. It's just there's so much talent in the AFC.
Hey, I mean,
right?
Especially,
so much talent.
Let's just say, what if Mendoza actually turns out to be
there you go. And now you have Mendoza right? Who is not Andrew Luck, but he is a very good prospect. He is a mini Trevor Lawrence from all accounts. I'm not a big fan, like in terms
But
of
I'm just saying, like,
ranking
what
him as
if?
an all-time prospect.
I'm with you. I'm very trepidant with this guy. I think he has the
And
talent.
Trevor Lawrence is back in the fold as one of the all-time guys. Now you have Bo Nix, who is not going away. You have Justin Herbert showed me a lot this year. He's paired with Harbaugh. Now they have Mike McDaniel.
Dude. It is a fucking onslaught.
It's insane,
over
dude.
And that's why, honestly, I'm glad that we're Bears fans at the moment because we got Caleb. The NFC is not the quarterback level at all, especially with Stafford. I mean, dude, if he's not done now, probably 1 more year, 2 more. Well, let's say nice, 2 more years. So 2 more years of Stafford.
Then NFC does not have near the quarterback.
No,
Jalen Hurts and Dak
I'm saying
Prescott.
for the Bears, like that's
nothing. There's nothing. You have fringe guys, Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love, like Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold's carried by his team more than most of these guys.
His receivers and his defense, and his special teams.
Baker Mayfield, like you have journeymen, right? You don't have the franchise guy, Brock Purdy. But again, do we believe in Brock Purdy? I like Brock Purdy, but I also saw Kyle Shanahan take Jimmy Garoppolo to the Super Bowl. So, like, and Jimmy Garoppolo has done nothing in the NFL after leaving the Niners. And they gave him away. So it's like, do we really know that Brock Purdy is that he's not on the same level? Like Brock Purdy or I'm not gonna say Trevor, Brock Purdy or Justin Herbert. Who do you want?
Herbert by a mile. And by a mile,
Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence?
So Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has more upside. I might take Brock Purdy because he's been pretty goddamn consistent.
If you have a more complete team, if you have a team that has some holes, the upsides with Trevor Lawrence, but if you have a team that's pretty solid but needs just above average quarterback play, then it would be Brock Purdy because that's what he is. He's above average. He's nothing great. He can get the job done, but he needs the perfect situation. That's why when Kittle gets hurt, Ayuk just doesn't show up. Pearsall gets hurt, and then he's left with fucking Jennings and. What's the other
Tunges, Ricky Pearsall. Hey Nick, I wasn't saying Sam Darnold balled out. The NFC Championship game, that was an all-time performance by Sam Darnold. He played great this year. I was simply saying that Sam Darnold, that's the level of quarterback the NFC has. It's Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts. Not Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl winner, but like compare it to the AFC. Right? Like
not even close.
It's not even close. I like Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold is not. If he wins a Super Bowl this year, we can consider him a top 10 quarterback.
Okay, easy,
right? Based on his last 2 years of body of work.
Mm-hmm. Here's an easy question to answer. Nick's question for you, Rob. Tell me, out of the top 10 quarterbacks you believe in, how many are in the NFC? 0, couple. It's
top
probably
10?
1 to 2.
It's hard without looking at the list.
I'm saying Stafford and like what? Like that Stafford's 1. We'll give you that. I mean, so that, but again, you don't even have to tell me. My point is this is the fucking problem. You can't just sit there like when we were growing up being like, oh, Favre, Matt Ryan. I'm just saying like guys that you just knew were top quarterbacks. The NFC does not have that right now. That's why I'm saying like I'm glad the Bears have Caleb, and I know he's raw and he has a lot of room to get better. But the NFC
there's a lot of ifs, right? Jaden Daniels could be that guy. There's a lot of could be that guy. Sam Darnold might be that guy. Like he might be, or he could go back to turning into a pumpkin in a couple of years.
I'm saying if he turns around Sam Darnold and puts out an NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, then we're all going to shut the fuck up. So,
dude, I always liked Sam Darnold with the Jets too. I mean, obviously he was a top 5 pick for a reason. But the AFC, the problem with the AFC in terms of how good it is for these other guys is they're all young. Even Lamar is 29. It's not like Lamar is 34. Mahomes
Declan Doyle is the same age as him. Declan Doyle is me calling plays Lamar, and they're the same age.
They're all young. It's just the AFC just has such better quarterback play, and the guys in the NFC, it's Jalen Hurts and it's Dak Prescott are the 2 most established guys, and Jalen Hurts is very questionable.
Will you please put
Dak Prescott gets shit on?
Will you please put some fucking aim on Stafford for the love of God? I know
but Stafford only has a couple years left.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
While he's around, he's still going to be the top NFC, one of the top NFC quarterbacks. He'll be top 3 while he's around. while he has
Devontae. Yeah. No, Darnold's the best in that conference. I'm saying like he is 37. He's going to be 38. No, Everyone I'm talking about the AFC is in there is under 30, right? No, so years that we're talking about the next decade. The next decade, Stafford's not going to be really making a dent in those guys like legacies, because like I don't think Caleb Williams is like like a big step for me for my career, my like longevity is beating Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's only be 2 years.
Allen. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they're going to be in there for the next 10 years.
Do you think Caleb can be a top 10 guy next year then? Like just because there's no NFC good quarterbacks and like, oh, like he's I
think Caleb's already a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Well, it's not close to me. I
believe that too. I'm just, I'm not trying to be a biased, homer guy. I believe that for a good reason. Like I can give you I'm not saying you, I'm just saying for everybody, I can give reasons I actually believe this. It's just that I'm not trying to be a homer. Like, oh yeah, Bears quarterback. Yeah, he's top 10. Like, yeah, it's like.
Well, I feel like if you said it wouldn't carry that much weight. No pun intended, Ray. That was a weight joke. Because you're just a notorious. Everyone knows you as a big Bears fan. Like I am a Bears fan as well. But as you know, I've been pretty hard on the team. I'm not as hard as Storey is on the team, but. If I'm saying it just based on not the fact that it's the Bears, I don't. Give
that's why I asked you
that.
Because that's why
Caleb's a top 10 quarterback, bro. He's top 10 quarterback.
That's why I want Caleb over because I don't want to come off as biased. You know what I mean?
I want Caleb over Trevor Lawrence for sure. I want Caleb over, dude. I think I want him over Herbert. It's close, but Herbert's given us enough time to show like he just hasn't proven big game stuff for me. And like Caleb, I know it's 1 year, but like now Justin Herbert is like. You create a quarterback on Madden. That is him. Justin Herbert has a rocket arm, good decision making, good leader,
can move,
strong. Like he checks every box, but like something is wrong there. You know what I'm saying? I love Justin Herbert, but I just don't think.
Do you think Mike McDaniel is going to be able to like turn that around? Like I mean, dude, I'm just saying like because I'm with you. The offensive weapons receiving wise is not there for him. I'm just sort of curious, dude. I mean, we already know Jim Harbaugh is an offensive genius to a point. You add in Mike McDaniel and then to sort of bring that together.
I love it. I love it.
And by the way, he's very smart being, when I say this, Mike McDaniel, for taking that job. Because if he clearly wants to become a head coach again. If he were to take the Browns head coaching job, something like that, he would have failed miserably because it's just the organizational way they set things up. And he would become Josh McDaniels 2.0. But now that he's going under Jim Harbaugh, he can learn good head coaching skills under Jim Harbaugh while learning even more offense, or different type of offensive skills.
Like a good play. It's a good play.
When I said I personally think he was a genius to do that. He knew he was just like, okay, how can I refine myself? Like a Matt Nagy, but better. You know what I mean? Like Matt Nagy, we don't know because he didn't, which by the way is big tell, bro. He did not get one head coaching job this cycle. And there were terrible head coaches that were hired. I think that's a big tell for Matt Nagy because Matt
Nagy's was terrible.
No, I'm saying Andy Reid was just like, your contract's up. We're going to bring back fucking Eric Bieniemy. And you can just find your head coaching job, and whoops, no head coaching job, and no offensive.
Nico, I love you, but this is a fantasy football counselor comment. Like, Caleb paints his nails, give me Herbert. Like, I get it's funny, it's a funny joke. Like, trust me, like I'm a pretty not old. I don't know. Ray's more old school than I am. I don't like my quarterback. I don't like guys painting their nails. I'm gonna just come out and say it, bro. I'm trying to think. How's the best way to describe? What's the best way for me to describe a guy painting his nails? Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. I got it. It's right here. I got it. This is it.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
You know what, Rob? I thought the same.
Nails. I get it.
But hey, I will say this. I thought the same. And admittedly, last year it really annoyed me because we were bad. And he was just he was being like condescending for himself, being like, when he was talking to the media, like, I don't care, it's me. But dude, all I know is his nails were painted when he made that DJ Moore fucking throw, and he fucking. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there have been none of my friends, but I've been seeing there have been plenty of dudes who have changed their tune and been fucking painting their nails. Like, dude, it doesn't matter. Dennis Rodman came to the Bulls. The dude fucking wore a fucking a
He
fucking
wore a
wedding
dress.
dress. A
Mhm.
wedding dress. And painted his nails, his hair, all the goddamn time. You know what? It didn't matter because he fucking helped us win. And what is Caleb doing? Helping the Bears win. I don't give a shit. I did last year because we were losing a lot. And it's like why are you...
Yeah, you could see like you try to like put that in perspective, like, well, maybe this, maybe that. You're trying to reason with the talent he had, and I'm gonna bring it back to like what one of my first bosses at Elgin Country Club said. We had a staff meeting. I was 18,
Sure.
super big stoner. I was tripping. I was all out of control, and he's like, I don't give a fuck what you do on your personal time, as long as you show up to work relatively sober and do your job. I don't care if you drop acid in your eyes. That was a quote. Because we were all, the quote was, I don't care if you drop acid in your eyes. And that's a weird comparison, but it's like, I don't give a fuck what my quarterback does. I mean, I prefer him to be, a good person who's
Peyton
charitable.
Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I'm just saying something
well,
like
actually,
that.
no, Peyton Manning shoved his nuts in people's face, so I don't want to go there.
Well,
but,
I'm talking as a football
I'm fucking
player.
kidding.
We all know that.
I don't care what he does. I don't care. Show up to work. Be there. Be the first one in the building and the last one to leave. Be the quarterback that we all want, and then paint your fucking nails. Get your dick pierced. I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you perform in the field, your teammates respect you, that's all I care about. Do I want you to have painted nails? I would prefer no. I don't really want it, right? I don't. But it's fine. Do I want my wife to have male friends? Probably not. I trust her, though. I trust her.
I'm her friend.
I'm saying like male friend where you go out with your guy, your buddy named Jim, and you sleep over at his house
Jim
and everything,
Jam.
And he's not gay.
Who is
he's
Jim
not actually
Jam?
gay.
Who's not gay as fuck? Yeah, who's Jim Jam? No, I'm with you. No, I mean,
I
and that's
don't really want it.
But everybody, what you need to understand, especially what Rob's getting at, is that like in Chicago, we will love any athlete that cares. Literally, anyone. If you just care, we will care. That's why, Rob, I don't know how you feel about Cutler. I didn't hate Cutler. I knew his talent was there. I just knew he was just a guy that just was over things. Maybe he got over things a little faster than he should have. But, and admittedly, I mean, I don't know how you feel. Dude, I don't think he could have came back in the NFC Championship game. I think he just couldn't. He's tough as fuck.
Towards MCL, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. People were talking shit. Oh, he could have came back. It's like, no, dude. He tried. There was a couple throws you can look. He tried to drive it, and his normal arm strength was a normal 100 would go down to in Madden 60 or 50. His knee was done. He could not drive off of it. Now, of course, the whole Smoking Jay thing of him just having his very nonchalant, not giving a fuck looks on multiple years continuous. I get that. But that's what I'm getting at. That's why many Bears fans hated Cutler, because he did that. But you care? I'm saying Caleb cares. He does. People don't think he does, but he does. Because, I mean, Rob, I don't know if you've seen this. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong for the Cubs center fielder.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Dude, him and Caleb have been on a fucking bro fest in the last month since the Bears lost. They've
pounding a bunch of pussy too, bro.
Hawks, Bulls.
Probably getting their nails painted by fucking hot ass chicks, and that's cool. I would let a hot chick paint my nail. I would actually probably let my niece paint my nails too.
As long as they win, we don't give a shit. But that's the difference. You don't win, and you're pulling this fucking whatever. Even if it's your personality, but it's fluff. Chicago fans won't roll with that. But you win, Dennis Rodman is living proof. We don't give a shit.
All right, I was moving anyway. Dakota says he's been listening to a 40-minute. It has been a 40-minute thing of Caleb, just so you know. It's been like 10 minutes. We don't care about the 4K yards. But I do have a funny thing to say. First of all, I want to say this, Ray. I love you. I love the chat. We're not going to be doing as many shows in the next at least the next month after the Super Bowl. Get it really kicking off here with the NFL draft, and we're back to 7 days a week. Back to probably 2 shows a week. 7 shows a week and then 2 shows a day once the fantasy football shit comes up. But anyway, we got to keep on circulating the economy here. I got a goal, 5 super chats the next 45 minutes, beer chug. Got to keep the shit going here for myself, and maybe one day I can pay Ray. But did you remember the Mike Vrabel comment about how he was going to cut his dick off if they won the Super Bowl with the Titans 7 years ago?
Yeah.
So Now we have Mike Vrabel in the Super Bowl. He made that comment when they were in the AFC Championship game. I think it was 7 years ago. And here's the statement.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
You've got 3
As a player. I guess we'll be married for 20 years one day.
Would you? If you
won't need it.
If you came home holding a bag of ice, and Jen was like, "Oh, honey, what'd you do?"
Be like, I thought you already got fixed.
I made the ultimate sacrifice.
I had to cut my dick off, honey. We're gonna win a Super Bowl. She'd be like, all right. Or would she be upset?
She'd probably be on board.
She would be like, do you want me to do it? You want to do it now?
What an interview. And I'm surprised no one, maybe they will ask him on media day about this. I'm just wondering,
maybe?
what
Rob,
would it take for you, Ray?
Maybe there will be some
media day.
There are going to be some random independent journalists, as they asked Greg Olson when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. Hey, Greg, you coming out with a new rap? He's just like, shook his head.
What would it take you to cut your dick off, Ray? Is there a price of money, anything, right? Like world peace? I don't know if you're into that. What would it take? Anything for the flat earthers to come out as real? Like what do you have? Like, do you have anything that would make you want to cut your dick off? Like that you would agree? You know what I'm saying? There has to be a price. There's a price in everything. Is there a price on you cutting your dick off?
Yes.
What is it?
I mean, I think you said it. I mean, honestly, there would just be world peace, just to be like a very nice equality. Ray would just pump his nuts dry, have them frozen, and then cut his dick off. And when I find the one, I get a fucking prosthetic wiener fucking installed. And
fuck it. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't be the same. It'd be like a girl transitions to a guy that gets that fake dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the nice guy.
What a good guy. You're as charitable as Storey. See, I was more thinking money, like it would take like $1 billion. Maybe not billion, but like
you've seen Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you have. Okay.
The same Bruce Willis?
Steve Buscemi, same thing with Steve Buscemi in that movie. He comes back and he went to the shark, that shark loan shark. Like he's like, hey, you don't look too healthy. You gonna be able to live and pay me back? No more than you. Hey, thanks, Mick, because he's like, that guy doesn't know that the fucking meteor is ready to blow up the earth.
How wild is it, though, that he said he would cut his dick off?
Oh, dude, hey, you know what? Big Cat and PTF asked Ben Johnson, like, if you could win a Super Bowl with the Bears, would you sacrifice a Bears fan? And of course, he's like, and Big Cat's just like, hey, just letting you know, if one person needs to be sacrificed. Oh, I think it's something along the lines. It was like, if you can win 10 Super Bowls, and sacrifice one Bears fan, like for death. And he's just like, he was all like, like he was sort of leaning he would, but like in reality, he's like, didn't want to have that.
It's not a good look to say you'd kill somebody.
Correct.
I would kill 100 people before sacrificing my Johnson.
Was saying that you want to cut off your penis.
Okay.
I mean, for 25 years, I've been a slave to my peen. It rules over my brain and makes me do dumb stuff. All I can think about every day is what time's my next cum, and to tell you the truth, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of living cum to cum. So yeah, guys, I mean, I want it gone. I want my gone.
What's his name in that again?
Carl,
that's what it is, dude. That guy
Carl Nooncheck or whatever. I love
he
Carl.
He might be the funniest character in the entire show. Like that.
Yeah,
dude
he's one of the writers' show. All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro. It's actually related to Mike Vrabel a little bit, and we'll get back to all your comments after this. Thank you for Jay for that super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Vrabel, the headless horseman. Mike Vrabel might be the headless horseman if they win the Super Bowl. And by the way, this is why this show is unlike any other show. It's goated. We just did our intro 46 minutes into the show. What is that? that's what we do around here because you don't know what you're gonna. We didn't plan any of this shit. It's open bar. That's what the show does. 45 minutes in. That's epic.
By the way,
shit.
dude, like since we're talking about Vrabel, how bad are the Titans, man? Like, Jesus, they have Cam
Just
Ward.
a
Like,
carousel of bad moves.
What I'm saying, I'm with you. Like Cam Ward has the, like he has the potential to become at least a borderline franchise quarterback, if not a franchise quarterback, at least a starting worthy quarterback to stick around for a while. And they just fire this guy. Like, dude, like, I don't know. If I was a Titans fan, it'd feel like being a Sox fan, a White Sox fan, or a Bulls fan, where they just don't do anything
let's
right.
go through the moves. Getting rid of Derrick Henry. Wild, stupid shit. I guess at that point, though, they already gave away A.J. Brown, so they didn't have much to play for. But the A.J. Brown trade, essentially a 1-to-1.
A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry along. Oh,
they did. But they traded A.J. Brown first, and it's okay, trading A.J. Brown, okay, he didn't want to be there, I get it. You can get more. They got the 16th pick, I believe it was, and they got Treylon Burks. They specifically targeted Treylon Burks because Treylon Burks was comped to A.J. Brown. Okay. First of all, dude had asthma. Second of all, the guy was 240 pounds. Third, he was terrible. And A.J. Brown was a ascending Pro Bowl, all pro player. I'm going to say all pro player because he is an all pro player. Maybe not so much anymore, but he was. You missed 4 years of prime A.J. Brown. Yeah, he was going to be there. And that was a bad decision. Then they get rid of Derrick Henry and they fire Mike Vrabel. That's if I was a Titans fan.
Kevin Byard.
Yep, Kevin Byard, who is he's a above average player. Yes, above average.
At least
player.
for there, when he was there, he was younger. I don't know. Like, I'm with you, dude. Like, I'm frustrated for them, and that's fucked up. I don't even give a shit about the Titans. It's just frustrating.
It's gross. Okay, I got a couple of things I want to talk about, as well as all the chat stuff. But I do want to shout out to the Patreon bros. We appreciate every one of you guys for keeping the lights on here. This time of year, 5 nights a week, still 5 shows a week. And but beyond just supporting your boys, which is a big thing, you get a lot of stuff. Access to the Discord community fantasy leagues, which we have 2 spots open for the Dynasty League, gentlemen. The draft is in May. We're getting this shit together in March. So if you want to get in, 2 spots available. Everything is voted on. Totally legit. Guest appearances on the podcast. You want to be sitting in Big Ray's spot. You want to be sitting in between me and Big Ray, me and Storey, me and Hastings, me and all the co-hosts on the show. We welcome that. We love having fans on the show, as well as free merchandise giveaways. We have the shirts, guys. The shirts are in the process of being made right now. I'm ordering them, having 50 shirts. It's going to be $20 for the shirt. That includes I'm shipping it to you for free. So if you get the merchandise giveaway, I give it to you for free. But other than that, if you want a shirt, you get a free delivery. So it's $20. Nice quality shirts. Probably not as nice as these hats. These hats are awesome. I got a couple hats left to give away, and I'll order more eventually too. So you have that. And on top of all that, the biggest perk, if you want to make actual money, cold hard cash, is access to my bets, boys. We have 3 plays in for the Super Bowl already. We are 95-56 in the year, 204-123 all time. These are even odds bets, nothing worse than 120. Typically, I don't even do minus 120. They're all minus 110 bets. We're killing. If you had $100, if you put $100 in all my plays this year, you would be up about $3,400. $3,400. That's after juice, after all that bullshit. $3,400. Every year we've brought back winners. We're gonna continue. I'm just getting started right with this shit because I'm getting my groove. This year is my best year. I think 48-26 may be a better percentage, but that's a big number.
Rob, clearly you're just getting started. Look at your fucking numbers from last year to this year. I mean, I have to hate on you. It's just like
you hate the 28-20. You think it's the worst thing in the world. Ray thinks 28-20 is the worst thing. He always brings it up.
It is compared 95-56. Yeah, I'm gonna hate on.
Yeah, that's why my volume was so low, because it was rough. I started struggling, and then everyone else in the show, we had 4 people doing it, and they all suck. So I was like, fuck it. I didn't do the last 2 weeks. And we had a rule of only 3 bets a week. That's why it was so low. MVP says this is the place to be.
Damn,
subscribe.
You only did 3. Okay, that makes sense. No,
well, it was a year-long competition we did with me, Storey, Joe, my buddy Joe, and then Sean, where we all did 3 bets a week, and then whoever had the record.
It's a lot more.
This year, I'm
just numbers.
Like I have never had a losing year on the show.
No, yeah.
lose a lot of bets that I don't put on the show. I'm putting the bets that I'm putting the most on. I'm
like you said, dude. These fucking people that put their bets out, dude. I'm saying on mainstream shit, they ain't putting those money down for that. They're just fucking bullshitting you to lie. Rob it and is doing it. You know, like.
Well, I'm just giving you bets I'm placing. I'm placing them, so I'm not like there's no ulterior motives. And by the way, join the Patreon, get in the Discord, which is the place to be. And
it's
support the boys, get in the community, and it's the place to be.
What do you call it, Kramer? It was. Come on, now, Rudy. Come on. We call it the place. The place to be. Yes.
Come on, already. The place to be.
If you're interested, professionalfanatics.com or link in the description. Be much appreciated. This community is the biggest part. Also, anyone that signs up before next football season starts, at least next year's football content, which is I'm going to say in June. I'll put the cutoff on June. Maybe before that, who knows? You're locked in. Your price never changes. I don't care if it's 10 years from now when money is not even close to what it is now. $5 a month. It might go up to 15 at that point. You're never paying more because you're supporting me when I need the support. Coda says, we all know Kale will be going the 101 in the Dynasty League with all the Bears fans in the league. First of all, we have to figure out the format because it could be Superflex. It's probably going to be Superflex. We have to vote on that. Again, everything in the league. That's how I run my leagues. As you know, the Fantasy Playoff League, everything is voted on. I'm the commissioner. I want to make people happy, and it's majority rules. That's called the democracy. That's what I run here. And even if it's Superflex, Dakota, I don't think anyone's stupid enough to take Caleb ahead of Josh Allen and Drake May. Because Drake May is just more fantasy relevant in the near future, right?
But Rob, like, we need to have him understand, Dakota. If you just entered one of me and Rob's like our home leagues that are all Bears fans, maybe. But to be honest with you, well, in Dynasty League, it could happen. I'll give you that. Like, if you entered a 12-man league.
Well, let's break it down. Me and Storey are split in the league. There's no way in fuck Storey
I'm talking like our friends league, and he was 11 of us were friends that were Bears fans, and he's the one. Yeah. Maybe, to be honest, I'll give him. There would probably be somebody who would take Caleb 1-1, but in a normal.
You know where he's at right now in Dynasty, quarterback wise?
I don't. I'll just offer up my random thought. A brand new one.
Just quarterback Dynasty startup.
No, I'm saying like overall 1-5, 110.
No, he's quarterback 8. He's quarterback 8. I'm saying quarterback. Right. Quarterback.
Yeah, right. So that means he's going way later. Yeah. So, but
Jaden Daniels is quarterback 4. That's a tough one. Because I like Jaden Daniels in the near future more. But like if I'm looking at Dynasty, like Caleb Williams has much more sustainability. Jaden Daniels has the cheat code. Well, Caleb isn't a bad scrambler. But
do you trust this, Rob? Do you trust this, or do you trust Ben Johnson?
I trust Ben Johnson. Jaden Daniels has that Lamar feel right now, like because Lamar was the top 2 quarterback for how many years in a row, and Jaden Daniels has that. And Jaden Daniels is a much better passer than Lamar was at this stage of his career.
Correct.
It's just the injury thing, and the thing is, Lamar has stayed relatively healthy, and this was just a year from hell for Jaden Daniels. Like they did him no favors, by the way. This is a Washington problem, and the problem is this could continue to be a Washington problem, right? It's not only on Jaden Daniels and fucking dude. The Commanders, again, you know how pissed I was when them trading Brian Robinson, with them not paying Terry McLaurin until like the 11:45 on the clock, right? The football clock. They waited till almost midnight to pay him, and it ruined his whole season. He wasn't in shape. He wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared, and he got hurt. Of course, go figure. A guy that holds out until 3 weeks before the season gets hurt. We've never seen that before. Talk to the Niners about that. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Like it happens every year, and they fuck themselves trying to be smart to save a little bit of money. Fuck you, Washington Commanders. You suck dick.
Well, here's the thing too with the Commanders is that okay. So Rob, I'm interested to see when I tell you this. I'm interested to see what you think. So I now just
hold on. We got a guy hating on us here. You both suck. Caleb Williams is developing 2-year boys. What does that mean, Jason? Just so you know, Ray is the biggest Caleb Williams and Bears fan in the history of the world. And we're from Chicago. I actually love Caleb Williams. I was not the biggest fan of him coming out. So we've been just like kind of sucking Caleb off for, as Dakota said, a 40-minute suck session. So did we say anything against Caleb Williams? I was just saying where he was going in Dynasty. So I'm curious of Jason, what the hell you're talking about, and just let us know. He also says Patriots do not win the game. The Seahawks defense is too good.
I hope
yeah,
so.
They're 5-point underdogs.
I hope so because I'll beat Rob and Storey in fantasy. So
you already beat us in fantasy. I'm not worried about that, brother.
What do you mean, dude? I'm worried, man. I'm not.
I don't think Jason knows where he's at. He says won the North, champs, Bears. You're just like Ray is hard right now with his comments. Like I don't know, you are. This is a Bears centric show. I am not as much of a Bears fan. I am a Bears fan, but I don't just suck them off. Ray was at the game. Do I have to show the picture? Do I have to show the picture? Talk about Bears fans here. This is the big Ray here. This is big Ray at the playoff game against the Packers. This is big Ray here, shirtless. Everyone else is all bundled up.
My buddy in the orange bought me my ticket the day of the game. So
there you go. That's big Ray enjoying the time. This is also Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. Hi, Helen. How you doing? Here's a worst picture of Helen Hunt with Twista.
Hey, Rob. You know what my favorite Head and Hunt movie is? Twista!
I think I know. Yeah, I think you've mentioned it a time or two. You don't tell us everything all the time, though.
Good! Tell me everything!
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie!
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
Nick says Greg with the third leg.
Yeah.
Talk about Greg Olsen, the rap. What's great is I didn't know about this.
Did you know about
My wife showed me. Erica showed me, and I heard about it, and she actually knew about it because she loves Greg Olsen. She's a big Greg Olsen
Erica.
Hey, talking about like in the movie pod.
Rob, I'm sorry. Hold on. I just want to say, what about me? My name is Greg. I got a third leg. That's totally wrong, but
No, it actually sounded okay. But the thing about that video, like we do the movie pods, like what age the worst, like that video and the lyric, it's so bad, bro. It's rapey. It's got a lot of like college rapey vibes, and what we know is like sexual assault always goes unchecked in college, and like they cover it up. It's fucking rough, dude. And the fact that Greg Olsen kind of was like, it was
Rob,
pushed it was kind of hidden for a while.
Rob, I mean, immediately, look at me. I'm looking everyone in the eyes. I believe what you just said, but unfortunately, there is a fraction of women who just don't care, and will just take it as like they got banged by Greg with the third leg. Mind you, though, no, I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to stick up for them like and cover them up. No. Let's be real. There had to have been many women during that time period in that Miami Hurricane team, including Greg, that just got fucked up, didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Taken advantage of. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
Which it's funny you say that about the star. You're speaking of star fuckers is what you're speaking of, which there's a lot of. But then there's also the realm of women, which I want to speak on James Franco, who has been blackballed from Hollywood for, you know what he did? You know what James Franco did?
Well, yeah, Seth Rogen, who's his best friend, fucking outed him. Or not necessarily outed him, but he doubled down being like, he's a piece of shit for doing this. So, yeah.
He whipped his dick out on a date.
Right.
But the girl was going on a date with James Franco, and like, here's how I put it. I know it's different when a guy does it, because apparently, they don't show dicks in movies, they show tits all the time. But like, if I went on a date with, let's say it was Jessica Alba, right?
Helen Hunt.
Yeah, I went on a date with Helen Hunt. Okay, I went on a date. This is a time machine thing, and we're going back to 1996.
Helen Hunt from the Twister. Helen Hunt from Twister.
And
she was fine.
No, she's a relatively attractive woman, and she's a celebrity. And I knew I was going on a date with Helen Hunt, and she whipped her tits out on the date in the car. It was what James Franco did, right? And I went to the cops and said, "You know what, man? I'm violated. I went on this date with Helen Hunt, and she took her top off."
They'd be like,
"Dude,
wait,
they're gonna laugh in my face."
No, it would be the same South Park reaction hey, I got a sexual assault report. Oh, okay, Brad. And he says, my name's Brad, and it's Kyle. He says, oh, okay, Brad. What's the problem? Yeah, so my little brother is in kindergarten, and he's getting molested by the kindergarten teacher. Oh, okay, Brad. This is a very major issue. What's the problem? Well, the problem is that he's my little brother is having sex with the kindergarten teacher. Oh, okay. Hey, what's his name? Oh, it's not a him, it's a her. Oh, but she's like old, right? No. Oh, so what's the crime? And then some other cop, crime is she doing it to me.
Hey, you ever accidentally masturbate to young pictures of your mom?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Well, is that boobs don't equal dick? Because think of how many movies.
Not at all.
But hey, you know one of the first actors. You know one of the first actors to show the full frontal and show their dick on screen was. You know this?
Is that the one that does the leg pull over and I don't know. I'm saying the one that does.
It's Richard Gere, man. Richard Gere and American Gigolo. I think it's like 1979.
So he's the first one. I'm sorry. You meant
one of the first dicks, in actual mainstream Hollywood. Was Richard Gere.
No, I do not know that. No, so it's Richard.
Yeah,
Gere
you don't see it. You just don't see it. I don't know why you don't see it. Why is the dick so faux pas, but tits are fine? I mean, again, I love tits.
Rob,
I guess they don't show pussy, right? Basic Instinct. Sharon Stone showed her pussy, kind of. It was a glimpse.
Basic Instinct. I'm talking about her crossing over her legs, and they're just like. Ugh. Why don't I tell you right now, Rob? I know you played sports in high school. I played sports in high school. All my friends played sports in high school. My friends don't have, and you included, do not have issues with full male nudity and just gay things. Now, we do not want to, admittedly, I'm talking for you. You can tell me if I'm wrong. We don't necessarily say that when I say this, we don't necessarily want to see gay butt sex, even guys just making out. Guys making out, one thing, but all the time, probably do not want to see that. I'm just saying, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind it once in a while, but it's they're doing it 5 couples and two or three couples are doing it. Okay, well, 2 or 3 out of 5 couples are not gay. So you're just pushing an agenda. My bottom line, what I'm getting at, I've come to realize people who did not play sports in high school and who are not gay have a very big problem with male nudity and are just weirded out by it. And I find that weird in a way, to be honest, because it's we all have it.
Remember the quote from Elaine? Where it's the woman's body is like a work of art. The man's body is like a Jeep. It's for getting around. It's utilitarian. That's how people think it.
But it's true because we all have a dick. If you're a guy, you have a dick.
We do. Well, no, not the transition ones. They cut that shit off, bro.
Well, they're not men, but anyways.
No, they were men. David has a dynasty question here. David, don't do this. Is RJ Harvey worth keeping in dynasty? Someone wants to trade Braylon Allen to me for RJ Harvey. Absolutely not. I love Braylon Allen. Breece Hall is still there. Even I'll just put it like this: if Breece Hall was traded today and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis were the starting 2 running backs there, I still want RJ Harvey over Braylon Allen.
Well, I would say Isaiah Davis over fucking Braylon Allen at that point. Maybe not by much.
No, I love Braylon Allen. That's either way. I'm not. There's no way. RJ Harvey. I'm not even an RJ Harvey fan.
I like it too, but it's he's just a big guy, and he's not what the current NFL running back is. He's big. He's more like an A train, for Anthony Thomas back in the day for the Bears. You know what I mean? Or just
I love Braylon Allen.
I'm sorry,
maybe RJ Harvey. I don't think RJ Harvey's very good.
Maybe a bigger Zach Charbonnet for current.
Okay,
records.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm giving him this reference. I'm not a big RJ Harvey fan. I'm not saying I hate RJ Harvey. I think he's fine. I'm a big Braylon Allen fan. He's only 21 years old. He's going into his 3rd year. All that being said, even if they got rid of Breece Hall, which they have not yet, I would not do this trade. Even if they brought back J.K. Dobbins and they traded Breece Hall, I don't want to do that. So this is such a lopsided trade, David. I would want a first. I would want the 1-1. If it was Jeremiah Love for RJ Harvey, okay, I'd probably do that. I'm just saying that's my line, dude.
Yeah, I would do that as well.
RJ Harvey is probably a top 12 dynasty running back, probably top 10.
He's trending right now. Okay, Rob, I'm going to tell you right now. people, if you not understand how all like ESPN, CBS, Fox, whatever, all mainstream media fantasy football rankings go from the year before to after, all they do is copy and paste and put what happened from the year before, and that's their top 10. That's why you're watching us, because when the time comes, we're not going to do that. But what I'm also getting at is that's why RG Harvey, he will be. I mean, I like RG Harvey. I think, he's a really high upside passing game. Now, is a half RPR or half PPR, maybe not as much, but a full PPR running back, I think he could be a top 12, but he might be 12th. You know what I mean? Like 12th overall, or 15 to 12th. But I still like him. But no, I mean, and honestly, Rob, I didn't know Brandon Allen was 21 still, and he's in his third year.
He was a 19-year-old rookie. He just turned 20 when he started playing.
If people don't understand, that goes such a long way, especially a running back in the NFL. But one's on the Jets, one's on the Broncos. One's a Super Bowl.
Holy shit! RJ Harvey's RB 18 in Dynasty, which is wacky. It's a buy low for me. But I'm looking down here, and I don't even see.
No, Allen's
I
not
don't
on there.
see
Not on there.
Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's past RB 30.
Right.
I don't even see Braylon Allen, bro.
I'm saying that's crazy, but I'm saying I'd be willing to bet that. But that is crazy, because that means whatever ranking you're looking at, that those people think that they're keeping Breece Hall. I'm sorry. They're not.
I'll say this: I am buying low all day on Braylon Allen if he's after 40. I didn't even find him on this list. So all those things being said, no. I do love Braylon Allen though, and Jason is back in here saying you dudes over 40. No, I'm 37. Ray's 34, 33, 34,
35.
35. I don't know. Do we look old? Look at Ray's hair. This motherfucker's got fucking celebrity hair up in this bitch. David says I also have 4 quarterbacks in Dynasty: Bo Nix, Lamar Jackson, Jackson Dart, and JJ McCarthy. I'm guessing this is a super flex. So if it's not, you should not have 4 quarterbacks. Who do you trade? You trade Lamar Jackson right now.
Exactly.
Because Jackson Dart is the dude, and Bo Nix is the floor.
They're both trending up and they're young.
And you can't get rid of JJ McCarthy, because JJ McCarthy is not worth anything. I mean, he's only going to be more valuable for you.
But hey, I'm saying I'm with you, Rob, though, because here's the David, here's your whole aspect. I'm with Rob. Get rid of Lamar as soon as you can. Get good picks, players, whatever. Get rid of him as soon as possible, because this is the highest he will be from going forward. He will not be higher in his value going forward. I promise you. Maybe Rob, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that going forward, this is it. If you have him already in a dynasty, you get rid of him, because Bo Nix is trending up, Jackson Dart's trending up, and here's the thing: JJ McCarthy looks like shit right now. But dude, I mean, I do believe in KOC, the head coach. He's a good head coach, and he is an offensive guy. To be honest, dude, I wouldn't be shocked if we come back tomorrow, next year, and the Vikings all of a sudden with JJ McCarthy. And Rob, by the way, one offensive point: JJ McCarthy is an above-average quarterback next year. By the way, do you realize that if the Bears would have lost that game to the Vikings, the second game, because they lost week 1 to the Vikings, if they lost that second game, the Vikings would have went to the playoffs?
Yeah, dude. They won 9. They had 9 wins.
Yeah,
wild to think about.
Right. I'm just saying, how fucking crazy is that? That they were last place, and if that one game would have changed, they would have won the division and went to the playoffs.
David, I'll give you one last piece of advice here. Trade Lamar Jackson. That's the trade. You have to trade him or trade Jackson Dart or Bo Nix high. But I would prefer Lamar Jackson, get the most for him. It's not about trading him. It's about who you trade him to.
Fact.
You can't trade him to a rebuilding team. You're going to get less. You got to trade him to two factors that make this the most value for you. A team that's in win now mode, the team that needs a quarterback. That's how you're going to get most value for him.
The one player away team,
2 for 2.
As they call it. The one player away team.
Do a 2 for 2 or 2 for 1, whatever. Give another position player 2 that you have depth at, and you can get a lot for Lamar Jackson. Jay says, when does Dynasty Diner start? That's our new Wednesday segment with Chaz, who is a very, very knowledgeable and experienced Dynasty player. That's going to be Wednesdays, Jay, and we're going to start that officially after the Super Bowl. So not this Wednesday coming up. The next Wednesday would be February.
So second week of February.
Second week of February is when Dynasty Diner starts every single Wednesday. All the Dynasty questions. We'll still answer them here, but that's going to be generally a Dynasty question. And then David says, you guys think Tank Dell is done? Ray, give me 30 seconds. What do you think about Tank Dell?
No, I don't think he's totally done, but unfortunately, I mean, Rob, Storey, and I talked about this before, that when CJ Stroud made that throw to get Tank Dell extremely hurt, he has not been the same. I mean, dude, like, everybody, if you don't know this, CJ Stroud anointed himself as a top 5 quarterback after his rookie season. He's the guy, I'm top 5, this and that. Clearly has not been even close to that since then. But I mean, Rob, we did talk about this. Like, he has not been the same after he set up Tank Dell to get fucked up. But back to Tank Dell, if he will be done, no, I don't think he's done. He's very young. Now he is very, like, dude, he was what? Like 5'10", 180 pounds. Like, I know he's 180 pounds. They listed him 180 pounds. It was probably like 170. Like, dude's tiny as fuck. And by the way, I got so pissed off because I had him 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago in fantasy. And when he was a lead blocker on the goal line and his knee just exploded, it was like, why D'Amico Ryans? Why the fuck? I know he's the
Is he blocking? Silly.
Yes, he was a lead blocker. He was a lead blocker. And it's just like
175-pound guy.
That's why he blew his knee. Like,
it's not Nico Collins out there. I get why he's out there, but this. All right, so I think Tank Dell's done, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. First of all, to comment on your CJ Stroud thing. Again, I don't ever question people's faith. You're allowed to have it. I think CJ Stroud's soft, man, and he is such a little. He has so much faith. He always leads every interview with that. That's fine. Unfortunately, all the things that have happened since then, I feel like the dude's soft. And you saw it this year. I feel like he's not that mentally strong. I feel like he's asking God to help him with his. It hasn't worked. So maybe focus on getting your shit in the gym, and it hasn't worked. So maybe that's not a good point. CJ Stroud just seems to be mentally unstable, and it's just not been good. He seems unsure of himself. He's regressed every year since his rookie year. Not a good look.
Especially after that throw, after he fucked up Tank Dell.
There you go. And that's exactly the point of, like, that's the kind of guy that could get in his head, where it's like, if you're a real fucking badass dude, a leader of men,
how many times did Aaron Rodgers fucking smash his quarterback's
brains over the
football.
It's part of football, CJ Stroud, and it sucks. He was your best buddy. Guess what? Get over it, dude, because it's over and done with, CJ Stroud. And I'm just telling you, I think the whole Bible thumping thing may be an issue for CJ Stroud. He's soft. I'm not trying to be Mr. Hot Take. I'm just saying, like, something happened. And you make a good point about that. He was crying. He was visibly upset. I get that. Tank Dell didn't die on the field, okay? Tank Dell just tore his knee up.
If he was a Damar Hamlin, totally different situation.
Like, he caused Damar Hamlin to almost die in the field. Like,
no, right. I'm saying if Tank Dell pulled up Damar Hamlin, that's a completely different situation, because you literally thought you killed a friend and a teammate. To your point, he just blew his knee in like 3 different ways, a million, fucked it up. And in reality, I do think Tank Dell will come back. How long and how effective?
Oh, he's back. I'm not worried about him coming back, but here's the problem. Tank Dell has had multiple devastating leg injuries, okay? Now, Tank Dell was pretty dynamic coming in the league, but he also ran a 4.5. He ran a 4.5 coming out of college, okay? Which is not fast. Now, he was very effective at his size. He was really quick, twitchy.
4.4?
If he loses something, no, he was 4.5, dude. He was slow for his size. That's why he went in like the 4th or 5th round, because the size and the speed just wasn't there. He plays faster. All I'm saying is those devastating injuries mixed with a guy that wasn't, an all-time John Ross level speed. He wasn't that guy, right? He's gonna be coming back less than what he was, and he doesn't have the size. It's not good. And also, it's not just that. Nico Collins number 1 there. Nico Collins is the one there. Right? They love Jaden Higgins. They spent a second round hit. Jalen Noel, they like him. Christian Kirk's still under contract. Like, too many guys there, and their defense is so good. Like, where is the volume?
Don't you mind that?
Where's the volume? There's not going to be any volume. So unless CJ Stroud gets back to his rookie level efficiency, which I don't see happening, what is Tank Dell worth? Like, he's going to play. He's a body, but, like, I don't want anything to do with Tank Dell.
Oh, fantasy-wise? I'll be honest.
And that's what he's saying. Like, yeah, because he's coming back. I'm not saying he's done with football. Well, yeah, he's just done for fantasy. Like, if you could buy him for, like, a bag of peanuts,
Well, no, to be honest, I took it as like, to be honest, I think that's how the level is. So, I mean, I'm sorry I didn't read it as that. Like, yeah, he's done with fantasy because I was talking about his NFL career. Like, yeah, his fantasy value and everything gone until he, to be honest, let's just all hope that Tank Dell is a regulation project for all of us, and one of us can pick him up on the free agent wire some point in the next year or two to help us win a championship. That means he'd turn it around. Otherwise, I ain't touching him with a 100-foot pole.
David, I have the 1-1 this year in Dynasty. If I trade Jackson for the 102, if I pick someone, if someone accepts that, what rookie is worth a pick? I'm going Jeremiah Love with my first pick. Well, the only one that would be worth it would be Mendoza, honestly, if it's a super flex. But like, I'm not making I don't want Mendoza for Lamar Jackson. I would do the 102. I would do for one of your other quarterbacks, right? I would do for Bo Nix. I would maybe do for Jackson Dart. That's not enough. David, is it super flex? Answer that question. Is it super flex for one?
I mean, we are flex. But
I'm not doing it for Mendoza because you have a window with Lamar Jackson. I was just saying you get the most. That's not enough for Lamar Jackson. David, you need to get in the Patreon and get in the Discord pronto so I can see the rosters and see everything, because in the chat, we're just not going to be able to give you all the answers that you need. And Chaz in the chat, we can get you all of the information you need, but like, it's not worth it. Like, 102, if you had the 102, you can get the 101. Maybe like the one pick difference is a big deal, man. And Lamar Jackson, as much as I'm kind of down on him in Dynasty and then next year in general, without Monken being there with a new change of regime and the injury concerns, it's still Lamar Jackson. Like, he's a set it and forget it fantasy quarterback. Even what's the worst he'll finish next year points per game? A quarterback 4? Like, that's worst case scenario. That's Jackson Dart's best case scenario.
No, let's be honest. I think worst case scenario is still 8. But like 8 is still
okay.
8.
That's he gets hurt and plays through an injury. Then
doesn't matter. Top 10.
That's him getting hurt though. Healthy Lamar is never finishing outside the top 5, dude. Yeah, it's never happened. He's not old.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying worst case scenario. I said 8. Like, that's not in the fucking world. Either way, like, everybody, you just need to understand this. Me and Rob are just talking a little bit down on the dynasty factor of Lamar. Lamar, though, is still, we all know, like, he had a bad year. I had him in fantasy myself. I lived it, okay? I fucking stuck with him for better or worse in a super flex. But the bottom line is, are you going to want to take Bo Nix over Lamar Jackson and be happy with yourself? No, you're not. You'll fucking kill you. You will want to shoot yourself in the head at the end of the season when Lamar is healthy and Bo Nix is healthy himself and not as good, or is not as healthy. I'm just saying, like, technically speaking, Bo Nix is hurt. He got surgery. So, like, he's not healthy right now. So I'm just saying, like, I'm with Rob. Like, again, this is just getting cute and smart with yourself. Do not fucking do this in fantasy. Really don't. Now, it's a different story with borderline players. Lamar's still not a borderline player yet. Lamar, honestly, will be, in my opinion, a top 6 to 7 quarterback for the next 3 years, at least. I'm saying fantasy-wise. Like, maybe after that.
I'll say this. I want you to trade him. Like, you should trade him, but you should not just unload him. Like, shop him. And then if you can't shop him, shop Jackson Dart, shop Bo Nix, or just roll into the season and something will happen. You can get value. Like, just don't trade him to trade him. I feel like this is trading low. Again, David, this is a great Discord kind of conversation.
To be honest, Rob, I think you might be right.
We can see your roster.
I think you might be right just to say, like, David, I think you might be safe just to stick with it and not do anything. Because here's the thing. How many quarterbacks got injured this year? It was a fucking crapshoot. I mean, for God's sakes, what's his name? Jared Stidham just played in an AFC championship game. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not super flex. Okay. You have a big ass roster.
I would still shop around. You have time before the draft. If you want to do it, see what you can get for the other guys, and then wait. I'd much rather have Jackson than Bo Nix, and even Jackson Dart, because Jackson Dart is not a mark of health.
And here's the thing, Jackson Dart, I feel like is going to have a big upside of people wanting him with Harbaugh going there. So you might be able to get higher value for him as a trade than not. Then, especially compared.
All right, a couple more things to talk about. We have 3 minutes and 55 seconds on the super chat goal. We need 3 more, and we'll do 30 more minutes in the show if we hit that goal. Otherwise, we got a couple of things to talk about, and then we'll be back Monday night That is with Big Ray, with Storey, and with Jason, Superfan Jason for Tropic Thunder. And we'll get to a bunch of football content next week. Dude, so on YouTube, one of the video recommendations, because I watch a lot of random shit.
Yeah, of course
I'm very into not NASA per se, but space and just random shit. And the Challenger explosion like live feed came up of like when they live streamed it. And dude, I shouldn't laugh about it.
All those people with the same
Americans
names
died.
are alive, and they all look exactly the same.
Okay, so regardless of the conspiracy thing, like the video, it did explode, and like it wasn't just like a small explosion. Like that thing disintegrated, bro. Mm-hmm. And the best thing is that they have like the people talking that are like broadcasting it. Then you have they have the NASA to the astronauts talking, and they called it a malfunction. They're like, we have a major malfunction here. Like they're like, we got to check on the astronauts' health. Like we don't know what happened. It was just like, dude, these motherfuckers disintegrated. They exploded. And that they're calling it a malfunction.
You're saying after the explosion, they said we need to check on them.
After the explosion, they're like there's a malfunction.
Dude, get the fuck out of here, dude. Oh my god.
And then after
space
it exploded,
is the biggest joke on fucking earth, dude. Give me a break.
After it exploded, they were talking about how the launch was delayed because they also used the word malfunction because there was some malfunction in the spacecraft. So they used the word malfunction in terms of like some of the checks didn't pass through. So they use the same word on the malfunction of the checks and a malfunction when the fucking thing exploded and killed everyone on board. Like those two words are not the same thing. Like, dude, and they might be okay when it's just like fucking like plume of smoke. And
dude, the worst part is that there were every fucking student in America was watching that live in their
the teacher.
television.
There was a
and then
teacher
all of a sudden,
why are you sending a teacher into space? Why?
Right. Well, you don't
was
want
very
me to
qualified.
You don't want me to tell you why, but
because it didn't happen. I get that.
Well, no, something happened. People died, but maybe not those exact people they said, because those exact people. Look it up, everybody. Those exact people that were on that space exploration that blew up are all same name, look the same. They look the same, and they're aged what they would be if they were not dead from that explosion. Very odd.
The teacher still teaching second grade?
Yes,
second grade?
I don't know if she's in second grade, but that woman, there's a woman who looks that it would be aged 40 years who's teaching every single person on there. Like,
is this a Sandy Hook situation? Remember they said the same thing about Sandy Hook? How like all the kids that died are still alive and teachers?
Well, you don't really.
Who's the one dude? Who's the one podcast guy? I know, I don't. Right? Who's the one podcast guy? Alex Jones. Yeah, he had to pay a lot of money for saying that shit.
No, he didn't have to pay shit because his business would have been done. He's still on every day, so he didn't pay nothing. He was ordered to pay like $500 million, and his whole company quote went under. That dude's still on every day, so.
What do you think about the Sandy Hook thing?
All I know is, to be honest, what I'll say, because I don't know. People died that day.
Well, none of us know.
No, well, in general, any false flag, because if everybody doesn't know what a false flag is an event that is pushed to happen to push an agenda or push something. So, for instance, 9/11. 9/11 was a false flag in America. That was not done by the plane, terrorists hitting the planes, and the plane, the whole building is going down. Those buildings were built to make sure if an airplane hit it, it wasn't going down. It was a self-destruction because literally firefighters that were there who lived that day said they heard explosions as if it was demolition. Boom, 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 boom. That's why those towers went straight down on themselves. If an actual terrorist attack, the way that they want us to believe happened, an airplane hitting it, that means the top would topple over. That's not what happened. It hit, exploded, and then went boom, 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 self-destructed itself. And
it did appear that way. I've heard both ends of it though, because I've heard that when you have that much weight, it does tend to just topple down. My biggest question is Building 7. That's the one that I'm more like.
Oh, no, I was just about.
I'm not going to get into the physics of it. Like the physics of it, like we don't know because we aren't engineers.
No, I do.
And you have engineers that say one thing and then others that don't.
Rob, all you have to do is understand the people who built the World Trade Centers said They all said these buildings are even so. Donald Trump, before everybody fucking hated him, he was interviewed the day of 9/11, and he was questioning it himself back then because he's a major business module back then. He was questioning it because he said, "This is just weird to me because it was known that the World Trade Centers were built with, redefined steel to take on planes hitting them, and they didn't. They fell. They're like, and the dancing Israelis. I mean, trust me, you really don't want me to go down. I'll just fucking red pill everybody very easily because if anybody thinks that this is just a fucking terrorists doing it, look into fucking the guy who owned World Trade Center. He was.
What do you think about the bill? What do you think about the plane? That I don't know what the flight number was. The one that was that was deboarded. One? No. That one was shot down. We all know that fucking thing was shot down.
Right, yeah,
like, that whole movie. It's a nice story, guys. It's a great story.
I know, it's sad,
for
though,
patriotism. No one want. They couldn't say it on record like we killed all your, but they were gonna die anyway at that point. But like, I'm talking about the plane that was on the runway that got delayed, and there was some really shady stuff going on in first class. There was only like 70 people on board.
In the 90s, that was supposed to go to Paris.
No. It was 9/11. No, this was 9/11. The one that was like sitting on the runway, and they didn't take off because there was too many planes in front of it. And they got the news that there was a terrorist attack, so they had them circle back and deboard.
Correct.
And there was 4 Muslims, in first class, like being like they didn't want food service. They're like, let's just take off.
Right.
And then after they deboarded, like someone got back in the plane. Like they showed like the bottom hatch was open, and someone got back and took some shit out of the plane. And whether that was box cutters or whatever the hell they were going to use, which it was box cutters, right? And like they pretty much fired all the employees, the pilots and the stewardesses. Like they fired them. And like they were like told them to keep their mouth shut, even though like why would they do that? Because it is what it is. Like maybe there was another attack. Regardless of what happened, like it doesn't change what happened, and they got them off the plane. But it was just I didn't hear about this till like a month ago. It's like that makes a lot of sense. Who knows how many there were?
I've never heard of this, so I had to literally do my own research in that. I know a lot.
There was just a lot of shady stuff, and there was a woman in a burqa. Yeah, there was like same, bro. And I never heard this. There was a woman in a burqa
too. I'm saying I've just never heard this. I totally believe you. Like I'm not saying like you sounded like everything you just said was like a very verbatim. Like
there was like a woman, like one of the 4, and they were all in first class, and it was the only people in first class. There was like a woman in a burqa, and like the flight attendants like I could tell this wasn't a woman. They're like, how do you know? It's because she was like 6'1" and she had hairy knuckles like Robin Williams. She was like, covered in, you couldn't see her face. Right. Or like they could see her hands, and they're like, yeah, she had hairy.
Did you watch Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying when Reese like runs away and goes to the Middle East, and he's like trying, he joins the army, sends to the Middle East because he's the perfect soldier because he's an idiot. And then he realizes he's in a fucking war zone, so he puts himself into like a fucking. And like you only see his eyes, and he's getting married, and this guy's like rubbing his back, and Reese is just like his eyes are like. I'm saying like
no. Some of these women in the Middle East do have hairy knuckles. Let's be honest. So that's not a guaranteed tell. But you mix the fact that she was 6+ feet tall with hairy knuckles. Like it was probably a dude. Why would a dude be wearing a burqa?
I was going to say no Middle Eastern woman is over 6 foot. That's just a bad. There's got to be some sort of woman over 6 foot, but in general, there's no. The average woman is probably like 5'5", 5'6".
Her name was probably Muhammad.
Yeah, it was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for once.
Read a fucking book for once.
There's a comment. So yeah, that was just, there's a lot. I mean, dude, we can go down the 9/11 wormhole all fucking day. Smoke says, who do you got in the Super Bowl? I mean, obviously I'm taking the Seahawks. I don't bet games. I bet props. Real quick, I do want to, I didn't release my bets on the Discord. If you're a Patreon member, you have access to all those bets when I place them. I'm waiting to put those out, but I do have a couple bets I did make. And this one is actually an official play. Drake May and Sam Darnold each to record 15+ passing yards in each quarter. That is plus 120, folks. So it's down to plus 105, I think now, but dude, plus money.
How is that a fucking prop, dude? What the fuck?
It's a game special. What it is, if this game's a blowout, this loses. You know, this possibly loses. Sam Darnold wouldn't get it in the fourth quarter. So I'm guessing the only blowout potential with what the line says and what everyone thinks is Seahawks blowing out the Patriots. And it comes down to first and third quarter, right? Like the second and fourth quarter, if it's a close game, is guaranteed to hit. You get the extra possession with timeouts and shit. But that's 15 yards passing. That's insane.
That's one pass each quarter. I'm saying, like, potentially, like, one completion each quarter.
Yeah, Storey doesn't like it, and I understand that the game specials are a little bit like it's because they're telling you to bet them. I always put it like this.
It's a trap, as they say.
I don't bet the DraftKings specials where it's like SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 30-plus points, boosted from minus 120 to plus 150. I don't bet those. That's an individual bet. They know something. This is just a random-ass prop that, like, it's just random. If the game's close, this is 100% hitting. And I'm betting on the game. If it doesn't hit, all it takes is Sam Darnold. You saw that last drive against the Rams. They were throwing like a lot when they were running out the clock.
Big time.
So love that one. This one's a sprinkle right here. It's Kenneth Walker and Stevenson, 5+ rushing yards each quarter. It's plus 440. So again, this one needs to be the game to be close, but plus 440. Worth a sprinkle, boys. $20 to win $88 profit.
But to be honest, like, okay, what is your consideration of close? Like a one touchdown?
Within two scores.
Okay,
within two scores, right? Like
sense.
10-point game in the fourth quarter. Yeah. If it's early in the fourth quarter, like both these running backs can get it. Definitely both quarterbacks can get it.
No, I'm with you because like even if the Seahawks were up 10 in the fourth quarter, like the Patriots would understand Vrabel's not an idiot. Like. And Josh McDaniels is not that much of an idiot, at least on the offensive side of the ball. That's why he's stuck around. I think to your point, they would be like, hey, let's just run. So if the game is within a 2-score, like 14 to 10-point game, the whole game, both those bets, the 5 rushing and the 15 yards passing, I think will both hit with flying numbers. Now, so I guess honestly, everybody, if you're watching us, do you believe it's going to be a close game or do you believe it's going to be a blowout one way or the other? Because if you believe it's a blowout one way or the other, then you may not want to do that. But you know what? I really think that with Sam Darnold just being Sam Darnold and the Patriots not playing a great team, like overall, of just being lucky like the Bears were a lot of times throughout the year, there's not, just a perfect setup of not having the right quarterbacks, the starting and whatnot. I think I'm still thinking the Seahawks because I believe in the defense more than I do the Patriots, and I know the Patriots have a good defense, but I believe in the special teams more than I do than the Patriots because I believe in the kicker and I believe in Rashad Shaheed right now. I mean, he's just fucking fire.
He's killing it.
Right.
Jacob says Walker for MVP is a good bet. You know what? Let's give some props to Tiny Dancer.
Hey, you see this? Fingers crossed, baby.
It's plus 650 right now. I don't like that with the odds. Darnold's plus 120, Drake May's plus 235, JSN's plus 550, and Kenneth Walker's plus 650. By the way, I mentioned 2 weeks ago that I was sprinkling JSN's MVP, mostly because there was a precedent. Cooper Kupp won MVP when the Rams won the Super Bowl, and it takes like a pedestrian passing game from the quarterback, like 240 and 2 touchdowns. As long as the wide receiver has like 130 and a touchdown or 130 and 2 touchdowns, especially. It's JSN right now is plus 550. Ray, I got it at plus 1600. When I mentioned it was plus 1600. That was before they went to the Super Bowl. But I love the odds there.
So
and now it's down to plus 550.
You want me to do well in this fantasy championship then?
No, I only put $10 on it. I don't. It is what it is. I love the odds there.
You know what? I'm just trying to have you just back me and not back.
You're not winning the fantasy championship. You can get third. You're going to get third place.
Who's the one that has all the New England?
That's Chaz, who has the lead. He has all the Patriots, and then Jonathan has Sam Darnold, JSN, and another couple players. He has Matt Collins.
He'll beat me. Because he got Sam.
So you're going to get third. We didn't even place. Me and Storey didn't even place. I mean, you know what? Trayvon Henderson fucked our ass. He has 12 fucking points. He's played 3 games in PPR. He might have 15 points in 4 games. It was the right pick. We took Trayvon Henderson in the 3rd round. It was the right pick. He played 4 games, and he is awful. Trayvon Henderson sucks ass. What a bum. What a bum. What a bust. What a terrible player. Terrible.
Well, he won me my money back in my number 1 money league, so.
He did okay for a couple weeks. So did Rico Dowdle, dude. Same thing. Right? Travion Henderson did a bad. Remember I don't know if you were on the show. I had an argument with a guy when I was.
It was me, I'm sure.
I've been blasting. No, it wasn't you. I've been blasting Travion Henderson since the draft process. I didn't think he was a good player. I like Quishon Judkins more. I didn't like either of them really. And I didn't like where he was going this year in draft. It was too high. And this guy came on week 14, right, touting, saying, because I was saying some negative words about Travion Henderson, which is I'm prone to do, that he's not a good player, and I feel I was saying he was a neutral and not a negative, not a positive, because where you drafted him. And most teams that drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round, if you didn't draft properly after him and you relied on him early in the year, you didn't make the playoffs. So how could he be a league winner if you didn't make the playoffs with Travion Henderson, right? And he was like, "You're a fucking idiot. Like, Travion Henderson's a go." And by the way, Travion Henderson, yes, concussion week 15, I think it was the fantasy playoffs, concussion, 2 points, and then his next game he had like 6 points. So like that wasn't on him, but you see now like he's not even getting playing time. So like Travion Henderson was not a league winner, guys. Just so you know, he was not. He had a couple good weeks. So did Rico Dowdle. Travion Henderson's bad. He's bad. I'm gonna keep on saying I cannot wait till next year when people take him in the fucking 3rd round. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I can't wait. So I take him and you fucking suck Ray's
balls. Jay, this is the point that I'm making. He says Hendy just doesn't get the opportunity. Same stats as Gibbs as a rookie. The reason he doesn't get the opportunity is because he's not very good. Why is Ramondre Stevenson playing not ahead of him, well ahead of him? Why is that, Ray? Is Ramondre Stevenson a god or something?
He can block.
Okay. I'm just saying, Ramondre Stevenson, it's not like he's behind Bijan Robinson.
I know you're rolling your eyes, but I'm saying that does go a long way with somebody who is a veteran coach like Vrabel.
And Henderson's going to learn how to block, as you're saying. You're saying he's going to learn to be a good pass blocker.
I didn't say that. I'm just telling you why you asked the question. I told you.
And also, Jay, I implore all of you guys to go watch the film of Travion Henderson and watch it, even his highlights, because his highlights aren't highlights because all of his long touchdowns are just that. They're untouched long. He's fast. That's all it is. It's long touchdowns by Travion Henderson. Give me the game. The only game he had that was good, that was like a grinder type game, was that game like week 13 against the Jets on a Thursday night football game where he had those 2 touchdowns. Remember, I told you not to start him over. You started Kyron over him, and he had 2 touchdowns. He had like 5 catches, but he had 3.3 yards per carry. That was his only grinder kind of game. And he is just not. He doesn't break tackles. He has no vision. I just don't think he's a very good player.
You're
going to keep on going with this.
You're telling me right now, which I already know your answer. Clearly, you hate this guy. So Ryan Poles really wanted Travion Henderson at 39.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Travion Henderson go?
Was it like 34? 38. Okay.
Who did the Bears take at 39?
Luther Bird.
So, where are we at?
Luther Burden is so much better than he's also a wide receiver, and Henderson's a running back.
Same, like I'm telling you, like from everybody there are Bears insiders, like every day going to House Hall, talking to the coaches, all this shit. Every single one of them said that the Bears wanted Travion Henderson. They wanted him. A
lot of people did.
I did too. I'm not gonna lie, I did. So that's why I'm sort of getting at is that clearly Bears made the right move by not trading up to get him. And on top of that, when I say this, Rob, I'm not saying right now, just in general, the way that Luther Burden plays, it reminds me of AB. Am I retarded to say that?
Yeah, you're retarded to say that. I like Luther Burden. Luther Burden's not a good route runner, bro.
Yeah, he is. Are you?
Yeah,
go look again, dude. Okay. That's where you're completely wrong. That dude gets open because of his route running.
He gets open in the flat. He gets open on some routes, but his route tree is so goddamn incomplete. It's insane.
Yeah, well, that's because every NFL fucking receiver that comes in as a rookie is incomplete as fuck because they don't know how to do anything in college because they don't teach them anything. He was in Mizzou. Those Mizzou coaches aren't Ben Johnson. Just saying.
I'm just saying, I like Luther Burden. Luther Burden's ability is elite. He is elite in that regard. He is just such a raw prospect, and everyone that's saying that he's better than DJ Moore this year is just wrong. They don't watch football. DJ Moore is a professional receiver, and Luther Burden got really, really soft coverage, right? He wasn't expected to do much. He was never getting double teamed. He was always facing the fucking nickel. Like, I like Luther Burden. Luther Burden is so much better than Travion Henderson.
Like as a matter of fact, everything you just said, it was just like anti-Luther Burden. So.
I like Luther Burden's potential. The difference is it's a lot easier. I see the growth potential from Luther Burden based on his position is understandable. Travion Henderson has no growth potential because running back is such an easier position to play than fucking wide receiver. It's so much easier, dude. It's so much easier. Travion Henderson is not going to learn how to elude tackles. Like Luther Burden can elude tackles.
To be honest with you, like Kyle Monangai looked like a goddamn fucking all-pro with the Bears. If Travion Henderson with that O-line, just saying, I'm not going to sit here and say he'd be a top 10 running back, but he'd be way better than he is with the Patriots. With the Patriots, do not have as good of an O-line as the Bears, especially in the run game. The Bears are maulers in the run game. So I'm just saying.
They also are going to play Ramondre Stevenson over him next year because it's just going to happen. Like, they're not going to all of a sudden change. Like, oh, well, we drafted.
Again,
they paid
O-line,
Ramondre Stevenson.
So you just didn't hear anything I just said. The O-line is not as good. The Bears O-line is a better run offense.
That's
line.
true.
So I'm just saying, like, mate,
we dodged a bullet by not taking Steve. I see the upside in Luther Burden. I'm just saying I'm not sold on Luther Burden as a. I don't want to put Luther Burden in. If we get rid of DJ Moore, we got to get someone else in there because I don't think he's quite ready to be number 2 at this stage. He might be next year at this time, and I hope he is. But with what I watched on film, Luther Burden is not ready to be a number 2 in the NFL. Not yet.
So, 140 yards, 130 yards, and a touchdown in the playoffs is just not ready. Like, okay.
It wasn't the playoffs. That was the game against the Niners.
Oh, okay.
That was the game against the Niners.
Oh, the Niners. Okay, yeah. Yeah. What did their defensive coordinator just become? Head coach. Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm just telling you what I see on film, man.
I just feel you're being a bigger hater than you are. Like, you're just being a hater for it.
I'm just giving you my take. I'm not hating the guy to hate a guy. I watch a lot of film. I'm just giving you my Luther Burden take. I've seen a lot of receivers, right?
Luther Burden is better than most Bears receivers I've seen pretty much ever. Like, the guy in general, he has heart. He tries. Like, when he has the ball in his hands, he's much better than a majority of Bears receivers I've seen. Now, I think, and admittedly, I think he's better with his ball in his hands than DJ Moore to a different style. DJ Moore is he can do anything, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the dude could throw the ball fucking 40 yards down the fucking, as on a rope. Like, he's an athlete. He's really good. He is established. And to be honest with you, I don't want the Bears to get rid of him. They will get rid of him. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, it's gonna happen.
They have to. They will.
I'm not happy.
Here's what you're not understanding of what I'm saying. Luther Burden, if you just watch Luther Burden's highlights, his catches, yes, elite. I'm talking about the plays where Luther Burden doesn't make a catch. No, the ones he's not targeted on, where he gets pressed and he can't beat press. Those kind of things. That's next level stuff, opposed to just, okay, when he makes a play, he looks good. Yes, there's more than just watching a guy make a catch. Like, he is a playmaker, a dynamic playmaker. And I get the Antonio Brown comparisons. I understand that. But Antonio Brown was so goddamn nuanced as a fucking wide receiver.
I did never say that he would be turning into an Antonio Brown. His play style just sort of reminds me of that. That's all I ever say about that.
And that's valid. That's valid. I'm just saying he's a very, very raw player. And I know it's easy to say, like, what wide receiver isn't. Well, I can give you a list of 20 young guys in the last 10 years that were not raw coming out because of what we've seen with wide receivers, right? Like Justin Jefferson.
Okay, so how about give me 10 in the last 2 years who are better than him that were raw in your eyes?
Well, Brian Thomas was much better as a rookie than Luther Burden.
I'll take Luther Burden over him right now.
But the point is, look what happened to Brian Thomas this year. You get what I'm saying? It's like, everyone was like, Brian Thomas is the real deal.
Do you know why Luther Burden dropped in the fucking draft? Like, it was bullshit, dude.
It was work ethic concerns.
Yeah, well, Ben Johnson ain't playing people who don't fucking try. You don't block.
No, I get it. It was also his second year was so much worse than his junior year was so much worse than his sophomore year, and he was probably playing hurt, but it wasn't documented. Those are the reasons why Luther Burden fell in the draft, because he was a first round talent. Like, by all accounts, after
All I know is
2024.
that Luther Burden has the same mentality of is it St. Brown that remembers every single player or receiver, not player, but receiver picked ahead of him.
I like Luther Burden. I'm just trying to be realistic here, and I'm maybe playing devil's advocate of.
No, you are, and that's fine.
I don't think he's a number 2. I don't think he's. I think he could be a future number 1. But I'm not. I would not be comfortable with the Bears coming into the year with a Dunze, Luther Burden, and a Zacchaeus and Loveland. That is not enough for me. I need more.
But I understand. But when you draft all those fucking guys, top 10, 39, and 9 with a free agent Zacchaeus. So 3 dudes.
You have no choice. You have to.
Just saying, like, so either they're right or they're wrong. That we're gonna find that out very fucking quick. And that's why I'm saying I believe in Luther Burden just because I watched him, dude. I mean, when I say this, you watched him as well. I'm not discrediting anything you're saying because I'm not, because I know you know football, you watch. There's just something about the guy that I haven't seen in the Bears receiver that tries like him. And again, maybe I'm just pulling out my ass. From what you're saying, it sounds like I am then. But something like I'm trying to come like I want to say a Brandon Marshall, but Brandon Marshall just clearly had his own trying issues himself. But like, I guess, I mean, maybe that is, but here's the thing. Luther Burden is a head case, I think, to a point. I know I'm pulling it out of my ass, but I guess I'll leave it at this. Luther Burden was hurt. He missed all of training camp. So I'm saying that disconnect and not be ready to go right out of the gate. And it showed at the end of the year when he was understanding more of what needs to be done, and he showed up. So as I'm saying, I'm giving more hope as a Bears fan. But to your point, would it shock me if he turned out just to be a solid, like a better?
Would it shock you if he turned out to be? No. Would it shock you if he was Jerry Jeudy?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, because Jerry Jeudy had a lot of the same concerns that Luther Burden had, right? Immaturity. Not a really strong play strength. Like Luther Burden is much more dynamic after the catch than what Jerry Jeudy is.
I'm saying Jerry Jeudy never had coaching.
I get it. No, and didn't have Caleb. I understand that. I'm just saying the
player.
player.
I'm talking just straight Ben Johnson of somebody, and mind you, goddamn, who's the receiver? The wide receiver coach that threw the touchdown for the and Antoine Randall. Like. He's a really good coach, too. I'm saying I love him. He's a fucking great wide receiver coach.
Jay says he's done a couple underdog best ball drafts already. What a hardcore dude. What's up, Jay? Shout out, Jay. Recently, and Burden is going around 4.5 to 5.
Yeah, I'd say that's – I would say
Are you comfortable with that?
No, I would more be like 5, more like 6 to 7. And if not 7 to 8.
Where would you think a Dunze? High 4? Mid 4?
I honestly would take Luther Burden over him right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, but I wouldn't, because a Dunze, I know a Dunze is.
What do you know? Really, so know? I'm being an asshole. What do you know about a Dunze? That dude drops balls.
Oh no! I know that, and here's why. There's 2 arguments, right? This current regime did not draft a Dunze. At least Ben Johnson didn't. But Roma Dunze comps as a true number 1 receiver. He was drafted as such in this epic draft class.
What has he shown us though, Rob? It just I'm
not a Dunze fan. I get that, but I trust the Dunze.
I want him to be
his role is so set. Like I don't know what the role for Luther Burden is because DJ Moore kind of was a thorn in his spine this year. I know the role for a Dunze. He's playing X receiver for us. He's playing 85% of the snaps. I know Roma Dunze dominated for the first 5 weeks of the season, then broke a bone in his foot, and then played hurt. Right. That's the difference. Like, I'm not a Roma Dunze guy. I think he's fine.
Rob, I'm playing devil advocate with you. I love a Roma Dunze. I want him to be a top 9 fucking pick. But when I watched him drop that fucking touchdown against the Rams, dude.
He's dropped a lot of passes, my dude.
I'm talking in particular, that was a game-changing drop. The Bears lost that game no matter what. But I'm saying if he caught that touchdown,
different game.
Who's to say the Bears weren't in there?
we gotta call this one. I'm gonna play a clip here. If you have a last comments, get it in now. Otherwise, Monday for Tropic Thunder, and then football content will continue on Tuesday.
Hey, what's next? All right, I'm gonna gun this car as fast as it goes directly into that wall. Now, judging by the distance, I'm thinking I could get her up to about 60, 70 miles an hour. Definitely. Holy shit, dude! Are you all right? Yeah. Why didn't you jump out? Okay. Holy shit, dude! Oh my God! I was going too fast. I was going too fast. Oh my God! All right, let's get out of here.
All right, I need you to do me a favor. You need to get 2 different clips of that on that same episode. When he's telling Charlie to give him the popper.
Oh yeah, the popper, yeah, and the wedding dress.
And then when D's on the fucking bus, seeing them alive,
fighting,
like when he's just like, "You're breathing in my mouth," and then she's like, "Sons of bitches!" And she can't get to the pull cord because nobody's letting her through.
I love it. Ray, thank you for coming on. Jay and MVP, thank you for the super chats, and appreciate all you guys.
Your love.
Stay positive, love your life, and respect each other. We'll see you on Monday.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.